Hi and welcome. I am Sharon Buck and I am here to talk to you today about letting love in and how we get in our own way and what we can do about it. So, last week, and if you're here, please do feel free to type in the chat. I'd love to know. I may not be able to respond immediately, but I will definitely get back to you afterwards. So if you're catching the replay also, please type in the chat that you're catching the replay. Thank you. So we've talked about resistance and how that takes energy. And when we are in fight or flight, we are just not able to rest and digest. So our bodies never have the time to recover. Our adrenals go into overdrive and we become sick. Sometimes we just feel depressed, like something is off, or anxious because we know at some level things just should be easier, but they aren't. We want to be real, but have to put on facades to look the part or for fear of being criticized or judged. This is especially true if we're in any kind of leadership positions. When we're out of balance, our bodies don't lie. They are our barometers. We feel out of alignment. When we kind of like seeing a chiropractor, we can feel something is off. If anything is off balance, we are out of balance. We have unlimited potential, but we have limited it unconsciously. We've created blocks for our protection. And the truth is, we can't fix ourselves. We need others. As all healers know, that's what we do. The hardware is fine. It is the software that needs reprogramming. We are what we have been seeking. It's inner, but we tend to look outside. We are the conduits for the divine, but we have to get plugged back in. We don't see the forest for the trees. We limit ourselves. We need to literally turn the light back on, flip the power switch, remove blocks to being from doing. Need to hush the noise from the outside and go inside and get back into flow. As I've talked about several times through our Friday chats. As we move to more inner flow, we are able to reconnect more to our external source. And then our inner light begins to burn more brightly and more efficiently. This is not about analyzing, but it's about reconnecting to ourselves and receiving or letting love in. Or as the old 60s song refrain from Aquarius goes, let the sun shine in. This will date me, but that's okay. I love that song. And it's actually kind of timely since we're in the age of Aquarius. Well, what can we do about it? Well, we work at untying the knots. The reality is that most of us are burned out. We're out of coherence, out of congruence, out of sync, out of tune, out of flow, out of touch, out of whack. Perhaps you are discouraged and you need courage to take a step in a new direction, moving from merely surviving to thriving. With sound healing, we can untie a lot of knots to receiving and worthiness. We unwind the ropes around our hearts and learn to let more love and light in. The truth is, love is all around us. I'm surrounded by beauty here in the Northwest. We only need to learn to let go and receive what's already here from nature, from ourselves, and from others. But if it were that easy, most of us would be just fine and dandy. Our bodies don't lie. When I work with people using biofield tuning, I often find some physical indicators of blocked energy. The receiving spot can be found behind the heart, in the shoulder or upper back area. Also, the back of our body is about receiving. So a block to receiving can show up as back pain. As we release these blocks, we allow more love and light to come in, and our world begins to change. We begin to release self-hate, self-loathing, and the old stories that we are not worthy of love. The protection we have put in place is to keep us from being hurt again, but it is actually a resistance to living fully and being fully ourselves. A recent example, I had a client who complained of back pain. As we worked in the energy field around her heart chakra, she felt tingling and then eventually a release of the tension. She felt no back pain after that session and continued on pain-free. She had not connected the dots to her own patterns of taking care of others at the expense of herself. We even found that her mother's need to be taken care of came up in our work together. In a role reversal of child caring for mother, and some tears around that were shed. This is no surprise, won't come to surprise you at all, that this same person has trouble setting boundaries with others and doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't value her own worth. We get into the habit of caring for others and neglecting ourselves. Most of us know better, but we often just choose to ignore, hoping it will just correct itself. The trouble is, the barriers and blocks that we've put in place are often decades old. Well, we have special challenges as healers. As healers, we can be really susceptible to this issue, and self-care often slips or is non-existent. We have a scarcity mindset, put a limit on receiving, and believe that there's only so much to go around, that we will be sucked dry. It's like forgetting that there's still a sun even when it's cloudy outside. And that happens a lot around here. As healers, we burn out because we have, at some level, lost touch with ourselves, our own needs, and our own desires. I have come to see what we basically meshed those with the people we serve. That there is little or no distinction between us and the other, and we have trouble starting our own engine because there is no spark left. We become the little engine that could, but doesn't. We feel shame because ultimately we believe there is something wrong with us and because we can't fix it. The truth is, and we know this, we simply can't fix it ourselves. We need the courage to step into the fuller vision and version of ourselves and have the courage to ask for help. And as healers, unfortunately, we often see that as a sign of weakness. I know this myself. How many years have I spent working on myself? And I still feel shame around it. And here I am, trying to help others, right? Well, if you are a healer and you are successful, but you feel that something is missing, like you are the little engine that could, but can't get your engine going again by yourself, you recognize that you need a boost, a jump start, maybe even an overhaul. That you've been burning on a short fuse for a while. That you yearn for more joy and creative energy so you can serve others, feel fulfilled without feeling zapped with nothing left over for anyone else you care about, including yourself. Let me tell you, I have been there. And I want to give up. And I wanted to. I felt overwhelmed and I felt confused, wondering if this was really the path for me. I realized I needed help and I got it. And I made some changes as a result. And of course, it's a process. still unfolding. Well, as much as we try, we can't seem to restart our own engines. We need help from someone outside ourselves, but first need the courage to admit we need help. Right? The serenity prayer. God grant me the courage to change, to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I firmly believe we are only as good a healer as we are healed ourselves. We don't want to settle. We have a burning desire to shine and not just glimmer. Be at our fullest capacity. We are ready to expand our capacity for more, for ourselves and for others. Well, my gifts include that I am a catalyst for change. And I want to help others realize the potential in themselves as well as do that for others. We have more impact that way. I have done a ton of personal work, and sound healing for me is one of the quickest, most efficient modalities that I've come across. Don't ask me, ask the people I've helped. Ask others who've done this modality and other sound healing modalities. Removing barriers to receiving is part of the necessary work. We can't receive and let love in if we have been hurt and remain guarded. In the work I do, we combust the fears, the worries, the self-doubts that have been sown in our lives so we can shine brighter. Others do not have the answers. We must find them for ourselves, but others can help reflect back to us what we already know or have forgotten. We start to see who we already are. Deep inside us, we want to shine, but most of us don't know how to shine at full power without burning out. I keep learning this as well, and I can be a mirror for you. The work I do with sound transforms your own power to step up your voltage, converting your energy into something even more powerful so you can heal yourself as well as others. As you transform, you can help transform the lives of others. We need not doubt this. Our very bodies do this all the time. They are constantly converting carbohydrates into energy that fuels our bodies and all the chemical processes needed for life. And then this happens automatically. Our bodies work as little power transformers or converters. We are not used to receiving more or letting more power in. First, we need to let go and release the blocks to letting in the love that has the ability to transform us and empower us. We feel we can't handle it all, so we dim down our lights. And yet, we were made to shine. When you're burned out, you and your body are working harder than they need to be. And now we find ourselves living in an ever more taxing environment and world. So our challenges are even greater. We are dealing with the energy of others as well as the intense and shifting energy of the collective, whether we like it or not. There is no escaping it, and the world needs us more now than ever. There's more pressure than ever to step up and be counted. And we know deep down inside, we are called to serve. We also know we cannot do this alone. If this is speaking to you, if this calls to you, then I want to invite you into a 9-week program I'll be offering called Courage to Shine. Intuit, Ignite, and Inspire. It is specifically geared for healers who have built a successful business, but know they are not serving like they want to be. It is meant for healers and holistic practitioners who are exhausted and tired of running on empty, who are ready to do something about it. If you resonate with this, please go ahead and type in the chat, "Bring it on." You can also private message me or hop on a free call to see how I can help you. It's your time. It's our time to receive so we can give in full measure and live into our highest vision and purpose. It is your time to shine. Take that in. Let that in. It's true. And if you want to begin to shift some of that, come to our next sound bath, our weekly sound bath series on Sundays at 4 p.m. Pacific, right here. And I look forward to seeing you all then. Take care, and we'll see you then. Bye for now.